somewhere in Antalya, Turkey.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I was looking for radio products here in Turkey, and I noticed an interesting thing here when I was looking at this radio. I wanted to buy at this nice shop here, and this lovely lady, your name is?
Delay.
Okay.
Oh boy, I didn't get that name at all. Shame on me.
Was showing me something interesting on the radio, and that is, I was looking on the side here, and looking for FM and AM, and show you something interesting when I put it onto AM mode here. I think we need to plug it in, right? If you could do the honors. Thank you. Okay. All right, so let's start it up. So FM's great, but I was curious about AM in Turkey. I was going for the dial.
Yes. No, AM. Only FM.
Only FM, no AM.
Yes.
Ever in Turkey?
Yes. Every okay.
Even 1950s, 1960s?
No.
Never.
No, never.
Interesting. So that's something interesting I learned today. I was kind of curious to get this vintage-looking radio, which of course is not vintage and is probably made in China, to scan through the AM dial. Because I'm living here in the city and I was assuming there were some good AM stations, something I don't really get back at home. And apparently, no AM in Turkey. Who knew? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so there you have it. There's no AM radio in Turkey, and there never has been. Well, that's actually not quite true. While our Turkish friend may have never heard AM radio in Turkey before, it does exist, or at least it did. In fact, the first radio broadcast in Turkey was way back in 1927. And that, of course, was AM, as FM wasn't even invented until 1933. And the first FM broadcast in Turkey didn't come until 1978. And that was mono. Stereo? Well, that didn't arrive until 1984. For an American like me, that's hard to believe since we've had widespread stereo FM broadcasting since the 60s. But of course, that's the advantage of a free market versus a largely state-run media. Without competition, there sometimes isn't much incentive to improve. In Turkey, radio flourished in the early years not for commercial reasons, but as a means for populist Republican leaders like Ataturk to promote nationalism through speeches and political discussions. And when the Democrat Party came into power in the 50s, it demanded that radio broadcasts reflected party views. And with all the coups, one in 1960, one in 1971, and another in 1980, radio stations lost more and more autonomy. So, is there AM radio in Turkey today? As far as I can tell, no. In fact, it seems as though the U.S. is one of the few places where AM radio still thrives. I mean, it mostly sucks, but it's still very much alive. In Europe and most of the world, though, more and more transmitters are shutting down on the AM medium and longwave bands. And even in America, people are starting to question just how long AM and even FM radio will survive. The most popular time and place to listen to radio is when driving in a car. And we're just doing less and less of that due to COVID and the transition to working from home. Some fear broadcast radio will go all digital, making vintage radios obsolete. And since streaming is getting easier and more reliable, others are questioning the need for broadcast radio altogether. Well, what do you think the future holds for radio? And what's it like where you live? Let us know in the comments. I hope to see you there where we can all have a good discussion about it. And please stay tuned for new videos. I'll see you soon. Looking for a shiny new gadget for your bench? Some good books on electronics, vintage hi-fi, or old radios? Indispensable tools, cleaners, or other products? Check out my new Amazon shop and help the channel. Lots of great products I actually own, use, and recommend, plus my thoughts on each one. Link in the description. To stay updated, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell to receive notifications when I release new videos. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you soon.